our meeting today is just we're just going to talk about sales, right? We're going to talk some different strategies and approaches that I think will definitely help you out. You might be using them already or not, but there's definitely different ways to approach a business when you are talking to them, right, or prospecting. So my first thing that I always like to say to everyone is that when you even though this is a consultative sale, and I know that, um, you have to get your message across as quickly as you possibly can. And I'm talking about when you're talking to prospects that you don't have a relationship with, right? Because obviously, when you do have a relationship, it's a lot easier. But when you don't have a relationship, maybe a cold call or maybe a referral, and and you're out there, you're prospecting, you're talking to people. The number one thing that you need to do is make you got to make it clear in 10, 15, 20 seconds. You have to get their attention. It's very important for you to do that. Um, because everyone's time is really important, and people are always in a rush. You know how it is. I don't have to tell you guys, right? I mean, we're all so busy. That's why you have to respect their time. And I think, the first thing that you have to do, and again, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying that you should use it. Everyone has a different approach, but that it's important that they take a hard look at their online presence, and your job as an advisor, right, or consultant, you got to put yourself in this frame of mind here that you are just as important as a doctor, as a lawyer, right? Think about what I'm trying to say here. Their business, right, is one of the most important things to that business owner, right? I mean, it puts the food on the table. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to paint a picture with these businesses. Okay, you have to because a lot of times just by saying, just by talking and not creating this vision, they won't get it, right? It's kind of like you have to create like these analogies and point out, the fact that their business, they obviously know that is really important. Now, great. So since your business is so important, right? If you have serious issues with your online presence, right? If people can't find you, if your website, is not up to speed, if it's not updated with the core web vitals, if your social's bad or your reputation's not up to speed, think of that as like a business being sick, right? And the point I was trying to make earlier that you guys are just as important as a doctor or lawyer. Think about it. When you're sick, you go to a doctor, right? Or if you have an issue, you go to a doctor. You want advice, go to a doctor about your health. Um, you're going to sit there and listen to them, and you're going to respect that professional's opinion, right? You have a legal issue, or you have a legal question. When you speak to an attorney, you're going to respect them, right? Why are you going to do that? Well, because of their experience, right? That they have in their respective industries, right? In their fields, right? Of practice. So the same thing, the way you have to carry yourself here is the same way. You guys are just as important, all right? And that really has to be um, you have to, and I'm trying to find the right words for this, but the just let me think here. I'm trying to find the correct word. Your presentation, your execution of the information that you want to provide them, your demeanor, the way that you speak, the authority that you have to carry yourself, right? You have to have this authoritative um, presence, right? Be it on the phone or be it face to face or on a Zoom call, right? So the credibility, you have to throw out the credibility to these people. So there's a few things. Number one, you have to set the tone with your credibility. Okay. First thing is, and again, I talk to agencies all the time. I've been in sales my whole life. The bottom line is that you need to set your credibility straight with these people right from the get go. And the reason is so they can listen to you, right? Um, I'll give you an example. There are agencies that I talk to, and they're like, "Well, I'm not really making any sales, And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Well, the first thing I say to them is, well, what are you saying to these people? Well, tell me what's your presentation like? Just give me everything. Tell me exactly what you're saying, you know?" And come to find out that when it came to credibility, on their end, there wasn't any. And that's where the issue arises, where they don't feel confident with themselves. Maybe it's because this might be something new to them, or maybe they haven't gone through all the training. Maybe um, they don't have enough confidence in themselves, um, or maybe they just don't know, right? So the first thing I said to them was, that I always say is like, tell me what you're saying. So a lot of these responses were like, well, I told, the client that, or the prospect, that I'm new in the business. And I'm like, okay, well, would you say, well, yeah, I'm just starting out, and I'd like for you to help me out here, and or I'd like to, take you on as a client for you to give me an opportunity. Scratch that, guys. The bottom line is this: you have a company here, right? That's been in this industry for 20 something years. All the partners, most of the people that are part of this organization here at Rocket Driver, we've been around the block forever. So you need to utilize that. You need to set the credibility straight, because you need to show them that they're in good hands, because they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to spend any money, right? They're not going to give you the time of day unless you talk about you in the beginning. Set it straight. Listen, we have, and again, this is something that's so important, guys. You have a graphic design team. We can do, we have a huge company. We have a graphic design department. We have a social media department, a web design team that's been building websites for 20 years. We've built, 100,000 websites. We have a reputation management team. We have a search engine optimization team, guys. The bottom line is that, we have a digital advertising team, a whole team that we do Google ads. We have people that have experience. We've done thousands of projects already. So, set your credibility straight with your company when you talk to these people. And again, it could be in the first 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 10, a minute, whenever it is, you got to throw it in, so that way they will listen to you. So that's really important. So the credibility factor is huge, for you to set the story straight, because that way they will respect you, and they're not going to second guess you. Will you second guess an attorney? Maybe you will. I don't know if he didn't, tell you what you want to hear or whatever. But my point is, people really won't second guess someone when they're so, when they have that confidence, right? When they have the attitude, the confidence, the passion, when they hear it in your voice, that you have authority. It's very important to set that tone immediately when you talk to people, so they can take you serious. You have to do that. It's number one. Number two, you have to point out, you have to be organized and point out that any business nowadays, you don't even have to say that you ran a report on them. The bottom line is that any business nowadays that doesn't have, their I's dotted and T's crossed, which means, if you're online, like basically you can ask them, well, how do you stack up against the competition? Have you looked at yourself? Do what your website looks, compared to what your competition looks like? Have you checked your social media? Do you know how your reputation is in terms of reviews? Do you know if your competition's doing any marketing? Who's the biggest player in the market? The bottom line is that, they don't know that, so the key factor here is that, what we will do for you is we will look at those things. We will look at the competition. We will see exactly how they stack up against you. And we will run reports and we will show you exactly where they're beating you online. Number one. Or there's other, again, this is just one of the many different approaches that you could have. I'm just throwing out ideas, right? Another approach is that, nowadays everyone needs to have, a great website. They need to have, so there's a great social media presence, a great reputation. They need to be advertising. What businesses don't do advertising? If you don't have that, if you don't have all your ducks in a row, right? If your online presence is not stellar, then what's going to happen is that you're going to lose a lot of business, because business is war. People nowadays will go down this funnel. It's the modern customer journey. Explain it to them, show them, exactly how, educate them, show them exactly how a customer will go down that funnel, right? They need to be educated. You need to paint a picture on exactly what's going on in 2021 so they have an idea, right? Once you have that down, you need to basically then run reports on these businesses, talk to them about, this is where, maybe just run that, that listing scan report just as a temperature gauge, right? You could run this listing scan report, just run it. It's not perfect. It's not exact. It's not made to be, right? This is a report that is free, and it's just made just to kind of to give them a little nudge, right? To show them like, hey, listen, I'm just going to run a simple report on your business just to let's just check it out and see if you're listed, on directories, on social sites, if you're on GPS, right? If you're on the local pages, are you on Alexa and Siri voice commands, run this report. It's an icebreaker. It's a temperature gauge. And that way, at least you get to feel, do they get it? Do they not get it? Should I keep moving on this client? Should I keep talking to this client or not? Some people are stuck in the Stone Age, and they're, they have, their heads are, rock heads, and, there's nothing you could say to them that they think they're right. And they do it the old fashioned way. I mean, I spoke to someone today, and and it was a prospect I spoke to, and they told me that they, were talking to they were prospecting an attorney. An attorney attorney didn't have a site, attorney has no social presence, an attorney had nothing. And she was like, well, how do you get your business? Oh, I get it from referrals and this and that. I don't need a website. So a lot of this, what happens is that you have to, you're like the doctor. They're sick, and you have to fix the problem. And a lot of times they're going to be tough to get through. I'm not going to say all the time. Sometimes, maybe, it really depends on the type of industry and client or prospect you're talking to. But my point is that if you paint a picture and you show them, the way by talking about a business's, about talking about the modern customer journey, and explaining it to them, like, listen, because they don't know. I would say most of these business, I can tell you 90% of them have no clue. They might have a clue that they have something wrong with their business, right? But they don't really know because they're not in our industry. And it's our job to paint a picture. And I'll give you an example. Like, it's the same thing. It's like, listen, your business is so important. Your online presence is so important. And I'm here to help you out with the serious issues that you have. Let me give you an example. If you needed a dentist, right, would you go in your shed, grab, pliers and a drill and start drilling in your teeth on your teeth? No, you wouldn't, right? You would go to a dentist, a professional. If you had, legal issues, you would go to an attorney. They're a professional. And they're experts in their fields. The same thing goes with us. We are experts in our field. Our job, what we work on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, is helping businesses like yours fix their online presence. We bring in more money for your business. We will take your business to the next level, right? And always ask questions that they're going to answer yes, right? Think about it. I mean, then you'll know if you really should talk to them any longer or not based on these questions. Mr. Jones, wouldn't you be interested in having, I mean, tell me, you would like to make more money, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you want more clients? Don't you want your phone ringing off the hook or your cash register ringing like crazy, right? Don't you want a bigger piece of that pie? Yes. If they say no, then forget it, right? What are you going to talk about? If they don't want any more money, there's nothing to talk about at that point. So my point being is that, you have to, ask them those questions that they'll say yes. They'll come back and say yes to you just to feel them out. Wouldn't it be nice to have, if you're talking to a restaurant or a realtor or whatever it is, wouldn't you like to sell more houses and get more listings? Wouldn't you like to have your restaurant, all the seats full? Yeah, I would. I definitely would. Wouldn't you like to take a piece of that pie from your competitor? So our job is to do that. Our job is to help you with your online presence. And what we do here at such and such company, what we do is we'll do an analysis, right? This is like a health check. It's a report card on your business. We are going to look at your company and we're going to take a look at every little thing that is wrong with that business. It could, we're gonna break down your business, and like I think I said this in the past, there are three different ways to run this and get an overall score, right, on these reports here. The first way to do it is industry average. Second way is industry average plus 3 competitors, and my favorite is to run it on the competition, right? Run it on their competition, combine their the competitors into one report, and what you'll have is pound for pound how these competitors are beating out your client. You have that technology there to show the business owner exactly what's wrong with their business, right? There's no way for them to hide. They can't tell you they don't have anything wrong. This report is pulling data from all over. It's pulling data from Google. It's pulling data from so many different sources, all reputable sources, right? Sources that are actually, it's all on the web. Everything is on the web. It's going to show if the website is mobile or not. It's going to show if they pass Google's page speed test. It's going to show Core Web Vitals. It's going to show everything. It's going to break them down. It's going to show if they're listed on these different sites or not. Going to give them a score. So it's important for you guys to really be an advisor, a consultant to these businesses. Sitting down with them and showing them that you have the resources. You have a huge company behind you that'll help them, step by step and stage by step, step by step or stage by stage, look more credible online, right? Get found online, become more competitive online, and eventually, if they listen to you, right? Our job is to help them dominate their markets. And it's all a step-by-step process that does take a while. Rome wasn't built in a day. So again, it's all about building the trust with that client. It's all about, how much training do you have? Do you know all the features? Very important. Do you guys know when you're talking to people, how to separate yourselves from everyone else that's out there? Have you gone through the training? Do you know everything about the software that we use? Have you done your homework? Because if you're just going to point out what their issues are, you need to separate yourself. You need to show them, you need to make them feel comfortable that they have someone not only that's credible, but also has state-of-the-art technology that's going to take them to the next level. Do you talk about Zerb? Do you tell them that, hey, we have the most advanced responsive front-end framework in the world? We use the same technology that Amazon does, that eBay does, that Samsung does, and the list is a mile long. Okay, I didn't make this up. This is a fact. It's true. Do you guys talk about this? Do you talk about WordPress and how WordPress is crap compared to what we have. Yeah, they might have a lot of cool little features and plugins and things like that, which they are great at that. Don't get me wrong. They have serious issues though with incompatibility with their plugins. They have issues with their security. Their sites are always breaking down all the time. Do you talk about website personalization? Do you guys talk about progressive web apps? Do you tell them that we're always adding new technology, new features to their websites? Do you tell them that we almost have 100% retention rate with our websites that we build, which means people don't leave when we build them a site. They never leave, guys. Why do you think they don't leave? Because they love the technology. They will be, once you sell a site, they're paying you that hosting fee forever. So again, these are things that you might want to look at too. Maybe you don't want to charge them that much up front and maybe get more of a monthly behind the scenes with the client, right? Maybe charge them $250 a month or $200 a month or $150, whatever it is your number is, because they're going to pay you forever. Is the bottom line. Have you talked to them about the custom, the management system, the CMS that we have behind the scenes, where they can even edit their websites on a smartphone if they want, how user friendly it is. Do you guys show, and I'm only talking websites, here's just one product. Do you guys show them, all the different sites that we have developed, and do you go through them and showcase this? Do you guys do a show and tell with your clients, to make them like, hey, look at the kind of designers and the developers that we have? Are you guys utilizing, and this is one of a million different tools that we have, guys, right? Are you showcasing these sites to these people? Are you showing them? Are you going through them? Are you opening up your own website in your back office, showing them the reports, how they have a dashboard, how they have reports on a monthly basis, how we have content delivery networks? So my point being is this: if someone is trying to, I'll give you an example. When you go buy a car or a house or whatever, let's just say car, right? Let's stick with cars. When you go buy a car and you have a salesperson, they usually know a lot about the car, right? They're going to tell you, what type of leather it is, the engine, and all the features. Again, wow, this car has this. Of course, you're going to do your homework and you kind of know which car you want already, right? Because you saw it online. But my point is that, but they take it to the next level, because what they're going to do is they're going to show you exactly, they're going to explain to you. They want you to feel it. They want you to jump in that car, and they're going to tell you about this and this bell and whistle, and all these bells and whistles that they have, and all these features, and how amazing it is, and the software, and all that other great stuff, that a car has, right? How comfortable it is, and the gas mileage, or if it's electric, whatever. The point is that every person, every business owner, sales rep, agency, you guys really need to, tell a story. You need to, explain the difference between you and everyone else that's out there. Very, very important for all of you to do that. You need to come up with your strategy when you talk to these people. Like, listen, we don't look at you as just selling you a service. It's not about that. It's about building your brand. It's about you dominating your market. It's generating leads. It's bringing in more money. It's all about, taking your business financially to the next level is what's really important. What you need to talk to these people about, you need to get that point across. And with the team that you have and all the technology, you'll be able to do the experience that you have. I mean, I can go on and on with this, but the point I'm trying to say is it's all about show and tell. It's all about, showing off, talking about the key features, and a lot of this stuff's on your website. A lot of it's on your website, that we've provided to all of you. You have a great site with, a ton of information, on it, which kind of will break it even down, break everything down of what we do. You don't have to focus on overwhelming that person with, all these different services that you're going to offer. The main thing is to look at, what can we fix now? We ran the report, what can we fix now, right? The number one thing is your website. That's like home base. That's number one. We need to work on that. Once we have that website up, we could start working on their listings. We could start working on their SEO and their reviews and their social. Everything is important, you know, even though they might not be doing social marketing, right? But posting is very important to a business. Why? Because people look at it. They're going to see if that business is alive or dead, right? I mean, some businesses, it's just it's branding. It's what it's called. So they're because people, you know, consumers, they look at everything. They're going to check out your reviews. They're going to check out your social. You know, you need to be listed on every site. So you know, this is what you have to explain to the business owner. You have to really break it down. You can't have a score like this and expect, you know, to stay in business. Business has changed, right? And it goes back to the beginning of the conversation here, back to the opening. I don't want to say pump fear into people. I don't like saying that, but what I like saying is the truth. So if the truth is fear, of loss, if it's, you know, fear of competitor beating them out, fear of not making money, fear of going out of business, you know, the bottom line is that they will eventually. They will. And a lot of these people are stuck in their own ways, right? These business owners, thinking that they know more than you do. And that's where that has to be settled in the beginning of the conversation. You have to settle that they do not know more than you do. You know, once you're talking to someone, they think they know more than you, then it's like, you know, one, you try to convince them if you can, great. If not, get out of there. You know, I mean, it's just it's just not going to happen. You know, especially if you guys have done your homework and gone through your training and you've asked questions and you have experience now. You're selling some sites, you're selling SEO, you're selling advertising, you're doing all that stuff. You know, again, when people start looking at you like they know more than you do, then maybe, I'm only saying maybe, I'm not saying that it's the fact, maybe you didn't set the tone straight in the beginning of the actual conversation that you had. Maybe you didn't build up yourself enough to these people. You know, they think they're bigger than you are. They know more than you, that they know more than you do. How can you make a sale like that? How can you establish any type of sense of urgency, you know, or credibility for yourself when they already think that they know more than you do? You know, so again, you know, it's very important for you to have your ducks in a row. Maybe have some statistics. The bottom line is you have these great reports that you could run, and I think they're really important. And you definitely have to show the business owner exactly what's wrong with their company. And we do have tons and tons and tons of sales decks, guys. You know, we have tons. We've created so many here. You definitely got to download these, take a look at them. Some of them you can cut and paste and make into your own sales decks. You know, you can grab a little bit from each service and maybe make one presentation, do a great Zoom call with the person or do it in person. But I think show and tell is really important. I think you should definitely show. Another thing is that you need to show them is the back office here. You have to show them the business app. And there are a lot of reasons why you have to show them the business app. One is credibility. The credibility comes with having your logo, having your, you know, this beautiful back end here where all of their reporting's back here. And not only that, guys, it's all the freebies, right, that you have. So you have a ton of, you can give them a free listing builder by itself, right? Just a free version of it. You can give them a trial of reputation management. And of course, you can supply them with the Express online toolkit, right? You could do that as a freebie. But remember, they're getting a free local SMS number to communicate with their customers. They're also getting a free booking calendar. And not only that, we're also doing, we have these courses that that we're doing for your clients where we're not going to teach them how to sell anything, or not sell. We're not going to teach them how to do anything themselves. It's not DIY course. It's more of an awareness course. It's basically education. What we're doing is we're priming them up, right? So that way they have to pick up the phone and say, man, I need to give Tom a call. I really need to fix my online presence. So, but the point I'm trying to say is you don't need to make a sale to get a client, to get a prospect back here in this business app. I would give everyone I talk to access to this. We have statistics, guys. If you give them access to the back end here, if they're 66% more inclined to do business with you, get them access back here. And there are tons of reasons why. The freebies I just talked about, right? That's number one. Then you have all of these. Let me just show you here. Then you have all this, and again, I sometimes look through accounts, and so do my people, and I noticed that. No, I'm not talking about anyone that's on this call. I'm just saying average, right? Just I'm speaking out there. I'm not saying anyone that's here. I noticed that there are a lot of accounts that that the agency didn't connect anyone to any of these platforms right here. Okay, and it's important to do that. You know, why not give them a free why not give them free software? You know, the online toolkit. Why not connect them to this here that's free? Google My Business is free if they have a Google My Business. If they don't, then they need to, you know, you need to get them the um, Google My Business verification, right? And claiming service that we offer. But what I'm saying is Google Search Console, free. Google Analytics, free, right? Facebook, I'm sure they have it. If they don't, they need to set up their Facebook. Google Meets, free. QuickBooks, free. So the reason why you want to give them free software and also and have them connect this is because of the executive report. The executive report is so important. I don't think you guys know the importance of the executive report. The executive report to me is just as good as the online presence report. All right. I think it's probably better if they connected everything, right? If you have everything connected, because what it's going to do, it's going to break down their business, right? The online presence report is great to get them to show them like, hey, this is what's wrong. But here, what this does, this is very impressive because what this does here, it's in real time, right? So when when you do an online presence report, when you create one of these, it takes a snapshot of their online presence and it stops right there, right? It won't increase, it won't decrease, it'll be like this for forever. When they get access to the executive report, what happens is since it's pushing and pulling data all the time, it's going to give you an example. It's going to show your client how bad they're doing online. 100%. So there's two things that are great about giving a prospect, not a client, prospect. Client, it's obvious they're going to have access to this. My point is you need to show this to everyone that you talk to because you need to show them that we're going to take a look at their whole online presence on a daily basis. Yeah, and they can look at it on a daily basis, right? Their marketing funnel right here, which will break down key metrics, right, from the executive report and show if they have any marketing and efforts on their end are impacting their brand awareness and if it's resulting in any new customers. So again, if they have issues with their online presence, then this won't really show anything, right? Which is amazing. And it's great for you guys. So the worse they look here, the better it is for you. How are their listings? It's going to see. I don't know if you guys took a look at this, but everything here back here has a science to it, right? Just read this here. Are you listed accurately on search engines, directories, apps, and GPS, right? This is made to get them to think. It's made to get them to think, and that's really important. That's why you need to give prospects access to this back end, right? There's always going to be a statistic here, always. Nearly 25% of listings on the internet contain business name errors, resulting in lost sales. Is your listing information correct? So again, a prospect is going to look at this, right? This is what's important to them. Show them, and then here you'll always see solutions. When they click on this, what do you think it takes them to? It takes them to the store section. It takes them right to the store section. Right. And that's what's cool about this. It's going to break down everything. Their Google My Business. It's free to connect their Google My Business. What's going on with their Google My Business? How are they doing? They can run reports, like I said, right? It's going to break down their Google My Business. It's going to break down the listings. It's going to break down their reputation. What's going on with their reputation? Did they have reviews? What's their range, their score? What's going on? What's happening? Are people talking about it? This is obviously a test account. But my point is, this will all be lit up if there's anything going on. If there's any type of historical data, they might not even know that people are leaving reviews, and don't think they do know, because they don't. They don't. I mean, our job is to educate people. Educate these consumers. They might have reviews, good, bad, they don't even know about. I mean, I talked to an agency, and they had it was a I think it was a I think they're rehab centers. Um, and they have rehab centers all over the country, right? And when we connected the reputation management software, we noticed that, and they were lucky because a lot of businesses don't get reviews, like you have to go and ask for a review. Well, this business here, um, because all over the country, so it's pretty high volume. They had no idea people were leaving reviews for them, and they weren't even responding to reviews. Responding to reviews gets your business SEO. When someone creates a review, that's search engine optimization right there at its best. It's content. It's talking about you. When you respond, it's content. It's also great for people to look at. Wow, this company took the time out to respond to someone. So, making a long story short, this company with, I don't know, 50 whatever different locations, they had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reviews that were never read or responded to. Bad business, man, bad business. And they had no idea. You follow? I'm telling you, most people don't even know if they have a bad review out there. They only see it like after 6 months or whatever. So by having this software here, it's even if it's an express version, it'll be able to pull the data for your clients, and they'll be able to see what's going on. If anybody left them, what's your score, all that good stuff, right? Social, what's going on, with the social. Do they have a social presence? Are you engaging with your community and customers online? Again, guys, see solutions, right? It's always going to ask a question. And then we have websites here. We have Google Analytics, right? Is your website attracting potential customers? My whole point is that this is all about giving your prospects access to this. This is great data. Think about it. Where can they have a company that they can have all of this free data, right? For free. They can have a whole report, executive report that can be emailed to them every 15 days or on a monthly basis on your letterhead, right? With branded to your business. Think about it. Who does that? Where is it? Where do you get one location that basically will explain everything that's going on with their online presence in real time? Going to tell them their traffic sources, their top referral sources, if they have anything, any goals that they have set up in Google Analytics. If they're doing any type of advertising right now, you can basically, again, take 2-3 platforms, right? Google Ads, could be YouTube, maybe Facebook, combine them into one, and they'll have reporting here where they log into one dashboard. They don't have to log into all these different dashboards. Maybe they don't even know what's going on with their ads campaigns if someone else is running them. But again, are you reaching everyone with the advertising? See how your ads see how your ad campaigns on Google and Facebook are performing. Again, they can click inside the actual, every time you see these icons, they can click inside. And then you have the SEO, right? This is Google Search Console. It's free. Hook them up to it. Hook them up to it. It's free. It's very simple. How are people looking for you on Google? What's your impressions? What are your top searches, top 10 pages? So this is killer because it's free. It's free. And it's a whole, and the reason why we do this, there's one reason. One, this will show, again, the online presence report does it, but this will also show them even deeper information on their business and in real time, right? Where they can even run reports, they can print out PDFs. That's one thing. The second reason why we put this back here is that when we start working on your customers' campaigns or your clients' campaigns, you could run reports for them, right? Let's say they don't even want to log back here, they're too busy. You can go back in here and you can actually run reports from when they started up until what you're doing now, and you can print out these reports or you could, not print out, but you can create a PDF out of it and you could send it to the client. Maybe they didn't log in, maybe they don't care about logging in back here, but this is something that you guys can do. Think about it. It's a prospect. Hey, man, here's your, well, actually, you don't even have to print it out and send it out, because what it's going to do, I mean, you can if you want to get them on the phone and talk to them about it, but it will be emailed out to them on a monthly basis, which is awesome. So that's another thing that's cool about having them back here. It's almost like a marketing campaign, right? Every single month, they're going to get an email and it's going to say your executive report's ready. Click here. And it's not going to send them the report. It's just going to say, hey, your executive report's ready. See how you're doing online. And when they click on it, it's going to bring them back inside of the business app, which is pretty kick-ass. Anyway, the other thing that's great about having them back here is that you have the store section back here, which again, every time they click on any of those from the executive report, those sections there, we'll bring them right back here. But normally, let's just go, it'll bring them right to like the social section. So let's just go back to the executive report. Let's say if I wanted to click on like the social section, I'll just show you. Where's the social section? Down here. Okay. So here, see solutions, right? What does it do? It's going to show all the social campaigns for your client because they clicked on the social. See how the listings tabs here, how the tab is here. So if they click on that, anything, it'll just bring them to all the social campaigns, which again, what does it do? It showcases them, the services, even though, most of the services that we offer are pretty much custom, right? Because we're not a one size, fits all type of company. One thing that I wanted to make clear, we do have all these packages for you to sell, but the whole thing is this. It's really made as a guide for you, right? All the packages that we've created, they're made as a guide. The name of the game is to talk to the client, run the reports, find out what's wrong with their business, talk to them, get a feel for them. You're good by talking to them. You're going to gain a lot of knowledge on their business and their insights and what they're trying to do. Yeah, obviously you're going to point out all the negative stuff, but the deal is that, you'll get also to know the client a little bit better. And what's great is that then you can come up with a custom campaign, guys. We have a ton of agencies that all they do is sell custom campaigns. Custom campaigns are campaigns that are customized to that individual client, which is pretty kick-ass, I'll tell you. It's really cool. So it's important for all of you to understand that the pricing that we have, right, the packages and plans that we have, they're not etched in stone. You could package anything. You want to package an advertising campaign with a social campaign. You want to have us do 5, 10, posts a week. You want to do, guys, it doesn't matter. Okay. So the other, going back to why you should give the prospects access to this, because they get to see everything that you offer, even though it might not be exactly what they're looking for. It's fine, because what it does is it gives you an opportunity to get them back here, let them play with this, follow up with a phone call. Hey, did you get, did you get inside the business app? Oh, I haven't yet. Well, you know what? Let's get on a call. Let me get you in there. Let's get you all set up. Let's get you connected. This is great because this is like a temperature gauge on your business. We have the executive report. We're going to show you exactly what's going on, and what's happening now with you. And obviously we're so transparent. That's why we created the executive report, is that when we do start, really kicking some tail for you, you'll be able to see it. Right? You don't even need to ask us for reports. You will see it for yourself in real time. You will see exactly what we're doing for you, which is pretty damn awesome, guys. So it's important to give this out to anyone. Give it out to them. Give it for free. You don't have to give them the online toolkit. Just give them, like I said, listing builder and maybe a free trial of reputation, constant contact. They get a free trial of that for 60 days right off the bat. Or give them the online toolkit, as a free trial for 30 days. You don't have to give away the online toolkit, guys, forever. Just give them a 30-day free trial. Hey, listen, I just want to get you back here for 30 days. I want you to check out the software that we have. I want you to take a look at your online presence. We're going to connect everything. Why not do that? Man, you guys have plenty of online toolkits that you can give free trials. Hey, man, we're going to give this to you for free just for you to just check it out. We're showing you that we have the technology, we have the knowledge, we have the people. Our main goal here is to help you build your business online. We're here to help make you more money, and that's why we don't care about giving you these free tools. It's made for you to just to whatever. I don't know what the word is, but it's just for you to experience, right? Just kind of a little bit of our company and how different we are from everyone else. Whatever you want to say there, you guys can say that. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about are the prospecting tools that we have that you should definitely be utilizing, right? The prospecting tool, you should use this. You should really use this because you have two different ones. You have the specific and you have the general. This is powered by Google's. It's very powerful, right? Specific could be, you have the specific name of that actual business. I don't know. Let's just say, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's go to like Louis Pizzeria. I don't know. Let's say you had a name of a business that came to mind. Um, you could easily find it here. It'll bring up all the Louis pizzas, right? Let's say you wanted to, I don't know, you want all the plastic, I don't know, surgeons, right? In Beverly Hills. I don't know. Let's do Beverly Hills nine. I don't know. Plastic surgeons 90210. 90210. That didn't come out. 90210. Maybe there's not plastic surgeons there. So plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills. Bingo. There's a bunch of them. Oh, there's one 90210 here. 90212. There's a couple. I don't know why I didn't come out. Maybe I spelled plastic surgeons wrong or something. I don't know. But the whole thing is this. It's a great prospecting tool. Why not use it? You could do target marketing here, at its finest. You could punch in, I don't know, here, let's put, I don't know, let's say Marriott and one double zero two two. No, it didn't work. M-A-R, it's Marriott, Marriott. Let's see, 10022. All right. So again, this is the Google powered by Google. So I just put in Marriott and I punched in, and look at what it gave me, all the Marriotts in the area. So my point is like utilize this, guys. Utilize the tools that you have. You have this dashboard here. It's great for you guys to, send emails out. Use this to connect with people. You have a free calendar back here. It's so easy to set up the calendar. It's unbelievable. Very simple to do to set this up. Put your own URL. It's right here. We have a whole, we have it inside of the Rocket Driver knowledge base, on how to set this up in 3 seconds. It's in the partner portal, how to set it up right here, in this area, step 4 here. I know you guys don't go back there, but this is where it is. We always say to set up for your salespeople. That's why it's there. But, learn more, set up your booking calendar. There it goes, right there. Meeting scheduler, right in the Rocket Driver knowledge base, how to set it up. It's all here. Booking links you can send out. Free calendar, free calendar you have. Utilize that tool right there. Why not? It's free. Utilize it. The other thing that you guys can utilize is this back here. You could use this, and this is a great way. Again, just remember, keep your minds open um, regarding show and tell, regarding, doing a Zoom call. Have a presentation, of course. Have your bullet points, have everything ready, have your features, talk about, maybe you cut and pasted a couple of those presentations that we've created and you made yourself a nice little short and sweet presentation on each service that you offer and how you can help them take them to the next level. And you're showing them the back end right there that I just showed you. And you can go through, there's three ways that our agencies utilize this area back here. One, it's branded to your business, right? That's the first thing. So your sales reps or you guys, owners of the agencies can utilize this as a if you need quick information, then that way you don't have to go into the knowledge base, you don't have to go into the Rocket Driver Partner Portal. You could just have the information right at your fingertips, right out of the Sales and Success Center, right here. Boom! You could basically look at and read the information that you need and go over it with the client. Not go over with the client, but get the information that you need and then talk to the client about it. Maybe you're on the phone. You could also utilize this as a screen share, right? Like I'm doing now. Your logo's here. You can go with the client and again, there's bullet points, there's videos, there's brochures that you have here. You have screenshots. It talks about everything. You have it right here, even though this might not be the package that you want to sell them, but it's got a lot of stuff included in here. You could talk about Reputation Road software. You got Listing Builder in here. You got Listing Sync Pro in here that we're talking about, right? You have Google My Business Optimization back here. You have a SEO campaign in here you guys could talk about with screenshots and all that good stuff. My point being is that you could use this as a screen share. The third thing that you could use this for is you could send this out. Let's say, I don't know, again, you could talk to the client and say, listen, Mr. Jones, I know we're going to do a custom campaign for you, right? For your social media campaign, but I just wanted to send out this little, this link here just to check it out. You could send this out in a link. It's like a landing page. It has your logo on it. And this is just information. It's just information. So you could use this as a link to send this to a client, right? Again, this is part of your store. See how it's got client centered? It automatically, that's what's so cool about Sales and Success Center. It's all tied back to your store section. For those of you that purchased your store, right, what's great about it is that if you didn't get your link, ask us for it because we'll send you a link. You have a link to your whole store. So you could send the whole store if you want, right? So the store is here. You can have this, you can have a link that it won't, this is embedded obviously in the site. But what I'm saying is you could have, there's a link that you could actually send out in your emails. You could actually send out the actual store, just the store. You can even send the store out, which is really cool to someone. Hey, man, they need information. Boom, send it out to them. Hey, what products and services do you guys offer? Again, let them know, hey, man, we're just showing you a couple products and services right here, but we could customize anything. Don't look, this is just for explaining, right? We're just going to show you what we do and the different packages that we have. But again, don't forget, we can customize anything for you, which is really awesome. So that way they get to see, you can send the actual store link to the client, which is pretty killer right there. What we've done on those of you that have asked that have purchased the actual store sections, what's great is that if you notice, there's a login for your prospects where they can go in there, fill out the form, and it'll create an account inside of your Sales and Success Center and also give them access to the business app, man, which is so cool. I don't know if you guys check that out or not, but you should definitely check it out. It's pretty cool. It has a sign-in button, and it also has a create an account button. So you can even have your clients go on to your website. If they want to log into their business app, they can do it through your website, which is pretty kick-ass. We can actually even create a login button up here if you want. Not a big deal. Log into the business app, log in, whatever. Hey, go on our website. Boom. Again, more credibility, just giving you just more and more and more, right? That's what it's all about. Does anyone have any questions? Because I've been rambling here for a while. I just hope you guys got some, good information out of this. I'm just trying to give you some different ways to look at things and kind of, open your minds a little bit. Maybe this is information that you already had. I don't know, but you know, it's all about helping you out. Hold on one second here. Tom wants to ask a question here. Go ahead, Tom. How's it going, buddy?
Good, great. Hey, thanks for opening up my eyes about the executive report. I never really
Hold on a
looked into
second. I
that
can't
deep.
hear you. Hold on. Talk again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. For starters, thanks for opening up my eyes to the executive report. That's pretty cool. I have to get into that deeper. But my question is, at what point during your pitch do you want to find out what their budget is for marketing? You don't want to throw that right in their face in the very beginning, but at what point do you bring that up?
Look, that's a great question. You get to it's like, look, there's a couple ways to finesse yourself into that. I don't think you really need to ask them about their whole budget, right? I think it should be focused on, like what I said earlier, like we're going to take you step by step and stage by stage to fix the issues that you have. The first problem that you have, Tom, is your website, and we need to work on that. So where do you go from there? Okay. Yeah, I really, I need to, you're telling me I need to fix my site. Yeah, you do, look at your score that you received. You got a lot of issues with with your website. Actually, let me bring up, hold on. Can I bring up one of your snapshot, your online presence reports, Tom?
Sure.
Hold on. All right. So there we go. So, they can't hide, from this report, right? It's talking about their page. It's talking about their page speed. It's talking about the core web vitals. I mean, it's breaking everything down for their business. So what I would do is, like, I would focus just on their initial problem right there. We got to go step one, stage one. Let's talk about your website. What do you talk about next after that? Well, hey, Tom, do you have a couple of your, competitors? Show me a couple of links that you have from your competitors. Let's take a look at their site compared to yours. Look at their competition. Take a look at their competition. Take a look at their website. Look at what, because you want to know. He's going to tell you what the competitors are right off the bat. So then that way you'll know exactly, what they're looking at, how his website stacks up against the competition. It's great that he's also giving you the competition, which is awesome. Because in case he doesn't do business with you, go to the competition, do business with them, But the whole thing is this: look at their competitors. If he doesn't have a website, look at his competitors anyway. If he does have a website, whatever, still look at his competitors. But my point is that you'll get a gauge of where the competition is at with the website right there. What do you like about their sites? Well, actually, I wouldn't say that because they don't know. Your site has 5 pages. Your competitors have 8 pages. One has 20 pages. And you take a look at it, and it's like, listen, there is this information. You have 5 pages on your website, Tom. Your competitor has 9. Do you need these extra pages? Do you think you need these extra pages? Because they're actually pointing out some extra services that they offer. Do you ask? It's all about conversing with the client. It's 9 out of 10 times they'll know their business, but they don't have any idea of what design's all about, or how many pages they need, or what's wrong with their business. They don't know. I would always grab their competitors. I would tell them, listen, we will build a site that'll blow away any of these sites right here. We will design a site that'll take your business to the next level. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's start with a, looking here at your site and looking at your competitors. We'll say the average is like 7 pages. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my website team. We're going to take a look at your website. They're going to take a look at your website, and we're going to come back with a quote. We'll look at your competitors and come back with a quote, and then we'll take it from there. Boom. You don't have to give them a quote right then and there. Then you come to us, we give you a quote, you go back. You could talk about a budget, if you want. I mean, it's really up to you. It really depends on the actual relationship that you have to the client. Like, listen, what have you put aside? Mr. Jones, again, it's all about how you, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? It's all about, well, both you and I know, Tom, that um, we established here in this conversation, right, on this call today that your online presence is very important, right? It's the most important thing to your business right now. You need, right, to look credible online. You need more, you need more sales. You need to be listed everywhere so people can find you. Your reviews, we need to get them up to speed, and we need to beat out your competitors. We have to do a social campaign, an SEO campaign. Obviously, we're not going to do everything all at once, but you do agree with me by looking at this report that you need help, right? I mean, we have that established. Okay. Do you have a marketing budget right now, or a budget for your online presence? Have you ever set a budget aside? Do you have currently a budget for something like this? You can ask them. You can, maybe they'll tell you, yeah, I set aside, whatever, $1,000, a month or whatever it is. Again, that's all in conversation, and taking them step by step. You don't have to get it out of them right away. It's always great to find out where they're at. But you don't want to blow the sale either. So that's something that you really need to feel out the client and see if you can come to that question in a very cordial way, right? Without shaking the tree, and making the person feel uncomfortable, kind of like pushing them up against the wall. It's just like, hey, do you have a budget set aside? Because, every business that I talk to, that's like their number one thing. What people don't understand, what some business owners don't understand, that, having your online presence is the most important part of your business. So they set aside, a big chunk of their business, of their budget, to obviously, take their business to the next level. It's an investment in your business, just like you invest in a cash register, a computer, and food, or whatever it is that their business does, right? And anything that they invest in, this is just as important. And that's really the key factor here for everyone to understand. Marketing, online presence, that's just as important as having, a computer, man. It's just as important as having all the tools that they have for their business, all the machinery that they have, right? All the software, all the technology that they have is just as important as having an online presence. And that's really what they don't understand. It's like, hey, I have a restaurant, I have my cooks, I have my pasta, I have my tables, I have my chairs, I have my beer and my bar, but I don't have any clients. Because why? Because, well, you got a D and an F and a D and a D and a D, because why? They don't understand that it's such an integral part of their business, having, a great online presence, because everybody's online, and that's something that they can't hide from. So hopefully I answered your question there. No, this is the online presence report right here, Renee, that you're looking at. Nothing's changed. Same thing. The only thing is that what's changed is that you have Core Web Vitals in here. It's been updated, which is pretty cool. And there's e-commerce, there's a lot of other features. It's breaking listings is being broken down differently now. I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at it, how it's being broken down. So there's a lot of little tweaks, and a lot of little things that we're constantly adding to it. So you can get really granular with these reports. And again, I'm not even, I'm not behind the scenes here, but all of you know that there's a lot of editing that you could do on these reports. There's a lot of things that you can turn on or off. You could edit, the text right here if you'd like. Anywhere you can put the business owner's name in here. You could say, hey Joe, bad news, we can't find many business listings for your business. You could totally customize everything that's in this report. You could show them exactly, you could show what you want to show and what you don't want to show, what's relevant, what's not. I love this part right here. This is kick ass right here, right? Where it shows, where you open up the listings and it shows, look how cool this is. This is actually better than, to me, it's better. Hold on a minute. Sorry. This is better than the actual listing scan report, because this is like the listing scan report. Remember what I said, it's a free report, and it's not 100% accurate, and it never will be, right? It never will be. This here is accurate though. Anything that's pulled from this report right here is as accurate as the information on the web, right? That's the accuracy that we have. It's Whatever's on the web, it's going to pull it. So as you can see, this company has 0 accurate, right? 64 not found. They're not listed anywhere. It's just, again, a great service to sell. Yes, yes. Okay, so um, Renee's asking, Renee has a widget on his website that and I don't have his website up here, but it's a widget that basically get your free report, see how you look online, whatever it is, whatever content you want to throw. So yes, Renee, that is the report. You know, when someone fills that in, it automatically generates this report right here. Correct, 100% from your website. That's on the reason why I got mixed up, because it's not on the home page of your site. It's on every page of your site, if you've noticed, because we put it in the footer and it's on every single page. So yes, anybody that fills out that form on your website, and same thing for you, Tom, it's going to run this report, just so you know. So if you're driving traffic to it, it's good, because the bottom line is that they'll be able to see exactly, not only will you get a lead, you're going to get their information, but you'll be able, because they're going to have to fill out the form, but you'll be able to, call them up immediately and get them on, get them on a call, and go over the report with the client. Now, just remember one thing about these reports: since it's pulling, it's a very, very high end report. It could take up to 24 hours for it to fully populate everything. All right. Normally it doesn't take that long, but it can, just to let you guys know, that it can do that. It could take some time. So you might be like, wow, this is, I ran this report and some of the information is not here yet. Well, it's going to take time, because it's a massive, massive, massive report pulling everything that you can possibly think of. I'm pretty much done. I mean, I really appreciate, having all of you obviously on the call, having you guys as a partner. I say this every meeting that we have. I really do appreciate all of you. I'm always here for anything that you need. Always reach out to me if you need anything. Okay. Anyways, have a great weekend. We will be closed on Monday. Have a great holiday. Hope you guys have some fun, take some time off. Relax with your family and friends, wives, girlfriends, husbands, boyfriends, and we'll talk soon. Okay. Thank you so much again. Have a great rest of your day.